welcome back to the Central Valley Buzz, everybody. I'm Chuck Leonard. Let's go ahead and bring in our next guest, Jack Goforth. Jack, how's it going?
Pretty good, Chuck.
Now, for those of you looking for a job, this might be it right here.
Well, we're training people right now all over the state of California in our school. We got a very high pass rate compared to some of the other schools because you can't do anything in real estate until you get that license.
So we're talking about selling real estate.
That's correct.
And how long have you been in the real estate business?
A little over 10 years. Been doing the school for about 3 years.
And what is the school? What's the name of the school?
Okay, I'm state certified through the state of California. I did this by kind of playing around. I always wanted to be a teacher, but didn't have the credentials to do so. So I went with a company from Southern California, very big, and everything was going fine. I was turning out 8, 9, 10 students a month in Fresno, but they forgot to pay me. So I got a little upset. I went to the Bureau of Real Estate. I said, what do I have to do to start my own school? And they said, well, you got to have this, this, and this, and it'll take about 4 or 5 months. And I did, and 2 years ago, we opened in June of my own school in Fresno, but we now have locations throughout California. I got 4 in Southern California, Oxnard, Corona, LA, and soon one in Palm Springs. We just opened one in Bakersfield, one in Stockton coming up, and we're going to Monterey Thursday to open up one there. We've been teaching there, but this is going to be our own school.
Is the real estate business good right now? I mean, is this
well,
a good
it's better
time
than
for
it
people to
was.
get in?
Yeah, I did. I was telling the judge earlier, I did a lot of short sales as a realtor, and I saw the trend change. I knew the bubble was going to bust. I mean, I was in the insurance business for 25 years, and you could always tell when trends were going to happen. And every 20 years, real estate goes through this kind of a change. This happened to be one of the worst because it affected the whole United States, not just Fresno or certain areas. But now is a good time because it's level, it's starting to bump. Still got low inventory, but less foreclosures than we used to have. So the regular sales are actually picking up, and there's a lot of cash buyers out there still. So in Fresno, even though the inventory is low, you go to some other state, like in Texas, I've got an agent there in Woodlands above Houston, and she's got 3 or 4 in escrow right now. So it just depends in the locations.
Now, if you get a real estate license in California, is it good in other states?
No, you have to but they make it a little bit easier in some states. But I say in my class, once you get your license, you're like James Bond. You got a license to kill. You can go anywhere in California. You can go anywhere in California with that license, and just about anybody that's got an empty desk will hire you. It's one of the few jobs that you can walk into the door and say, you got an empty seat? And if they have one, they'll let you take it.
How hard is it to get your real estate license?
Well, the courses I have are 6 weeks long. We do them 2 nights a week. In fact, we start a new class tonight. First thing I do, though, is I do an orientation. I want people to understand exactly what they're getting into. This is a business. I had one lady came to me, and the brokers had talked to her, and she was ready, and she passed her license, came in and said, okay, what do I do? I said, we got to go down to the Board of Realtors. The who? The Board of Realtors. Well, why am I going there? I said, well, you have to go there first. She went down there and found out that she was going to have to invest $800 of her money to start her MLS dues so she could start showing houses. She came back, boxed her stuff up, and left because nobody told her. I don't ever want that to happen. So what we do is we tell people exactly how much it's going to cost, not only their first year, but every year after that, so they know. Plus, we show them how their commissions work. Every company is different. I work for a company, and yes, we do try to recruit for our company. Maybe half the class that attend come with us. We do pay one of the higher commissions for new agents in California, and we have other things that we offer. But my main thing here is for my school, because the school is what I'm doing probably 99% of. I do very little sales anymore unless they come to me, because I work with my agents to make them successful. That's my other goal, is not only get them to pass the state exam the first time, but also train them. Very few places train the agents to become as successful as they are with that license. That license, you can hang it on the wall. It ain't going to pay you money. You got to know how to get out there and create the business.
Now, how much does it cost to do this class?
Okay, the live lecture class is very competitive, but we're about the same with the other two that are out there. It's $395 for the live lecture class. I took Allied online. Cost me $320 with the crash course and everything. Ours includes the crash course, all the books, the workbooks and everything. But we also do a little bit of extra training for the people. I'll even do a live crash course for them, plus still give them the material so they can read at home if they want to for the crash course. The crash course I developed, which is this one right here,
Okay.
I sell online for $99, but here's something I do that nobody else does. I guarantee, no matter which course they took, including mine, okay, now theirs is included right now for the students, but this one here to anybody in California, if they take that test and they use the practice test that I'll give to them free from Kaplan College, that's who we use for our books, we will pay for their retaking of their test, which is $60 out of that $99.
How hard is it to pass the test?
It got harder. Oh, it got harder. About September last year, they changed it. They've been using the same test for over 10 years, but they wanted to slow it down. The Bureau of Real Estate, we have to say now, moved to another building, cut half their staff, so they're behind on a lot of their stuff. They wanted to slow it down. So what they did is they made this test extremely hard. However, I still have one of the highest pass rates because we cover the areas and have the students concentrate on those areas. So they're not, and which is perfectly, okay to do. We will not give them the test questions and the answer. I don't care if I hear it from somebody, we don't give it to them. We give them areas for them to study, that's fine. But nobody gave me the test when I passed. So we're not, well, not only that, it's not legal to do.
Okay. No, that's a good enough reason. Now, if someone called today,
Yes.
how long would it be till they would be able to sell homes themselves?
Well, it's 6 weeks for the course. Then they study for about 6 weeks. They mail their applications out. I issue those certificates within 2 days after they finish the course. They send an application, which I provide directly to the Bureau of Real Estate with $60, and then it takes about 6 weeks for them to hear that they're going to take the state exam, which is 2 weeks notice, and then they study just the crash course. So you're looking at 6 weeks, 2 weeks, and another 6 weeks. That's 14 weeks.
And you could be out selling homes.
You could be out, once you decide where you want to go. Of course, we try to encourage them naturally to come with us, but they can go anywhere they want, okay? And that's, the main thing is to get through with it. A lot of people procrastinate in this system, in this school and everything. The longer they stay away from taking that state exam, they lose approximately 5% on their test. I've tracked it with my students. I want to know exactly why they're passing and why they're not. That way I make my school better.
What does a real estate agent make in Fresno?
Well, the average real estate numbers in Fresno they've dropped. Nationwide, they're about 7. When I started back in
7 what?
7 closed deals.
Oh.
Okay. And it varies by area, because if you do 7 closed deals in Monterey, you're going to make 4 times the commission because the houses start out at 800,000. Here, the average house is 175,000. So if they do approximately 7 houses their first year, they're going to make about 30,000. Okay, but if that was in Monterey, they'd make probably 150.
But it would cost
more
more to live there.
The cost of
I
living
get it.
is very high.
Okay, if people want to get in on the real estate course, how do they do it, Jack?
Give me a call. In fact, we're having an orientation class tonight. Good timing. Just call me at 3. Can I give my number?
Of course you can.
Okay,
Yeah.
392-4592. That's my personal cell phone, 392-4592. They can also go to my website, which is www.jlgtrainingservices.com. Now, I really studied hard on this. JLG is my initials.
All right.
So I made it simple.
Jack Goforth, good
Yeah.
to talk with you. Thanks
Well,
a lot.
I appreciate you coming because I've advertised.
You guys want to get in the real estate business, this is your man right here, Jack Goforth. Check him out. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with the second hour of The Buzz coming up next. You dance, Jack? Woo!